Hmm. What's going on, guys? You got Quasi here, Quasi Media Network, Quasi Media Animation Studio. I don't know why I could say that. All right, so we're back at it again. I'm back at it again, and let's make a short film. So the objective here is to show you again how I go about doing it and trying to help you so that you can get up and say, you know what, I can do this today. Again, we're using human generated models. Those models you can be found. If you want to learn about that, so let's just go to the market and it's always on this for some reason. But this is your thing. You can do the personal one. You can do commercial. I have the commercial use version, uh, and it's a solid setup. Okay, uh, but this is where you can get it from. Okay. All right, so and it's Blender specific. It doesn't mean you can't export it, but I personally don't recommend it. Trying to do it turns into a whole ordeal, and there's a lot of components and things that you have to understand about 3D pipeline, workflow, and production that if you don't know those things, you won't be able to do it very well. Like I've gotten them I don't use Unity. I have it, I just don't use it. So and its way to bring things in is sort of awkward for some reason. Don't know why. And then sending stuff to Unreal isn't exactly hard, but it doesn't like to see the way it does opacity is just is for game design. Like let's be real here. So it's not ready for actually doing 3D film and video. People well I know people that say, well people do it. I'm like, yes, but it's not ready for it. They have to do a lot of things. Most people use Maya as a as the actual DCC for their project and then port things over to Unreal to help themselves be able to accomplish the task they're trying to accomplish. You can do it with Blender, but for some reason, since the orientations are different, you have to know how to export it. That's why I use ARP in the first place, Auto Rig Pro. So if you don't have Auto Rig Pro, Unreal does have a way, and it's pretty good with Rigify because again, Auto Rig is just Rigify on steroids. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to save this for the third one. Enough talking on that. So I make my third one. Okay. And then I'm going to go to the last frame. I'm going to hit A, select everything, and then delete. So since I have these other actions, I'm going to remove them. Then I'll clear that out. Okay. So I'll come up here, save. Then I'm going to go to File, and we're going to purge that data because I don't want that stuff to lag anything out. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. I'm just making sure I didn't mess anything up. Okay. So here, so remember I was saying that in the last video, if you haven't watched it, go check that out now. What I wanted him to do is get up, right? So he was jittery on the last one, and so I want him to get up. Pardon me, one second, my eye. Hold on one second. Okay, so what I want him to do is prepare to go. But I thought about this, and I was like, one thing we didn't look at was him versus the vials, right? So I want him to actually pick this vial up. Now, this is one of those things where we have it where we say, okay, how do we want this to look? So what I want to do is I'm just going to take the first camera. I'm going to turn off the second one. I'm going to take the first camera. And since we already have this as a shot, because again, we have iterations. This is done in iterations. Because if we come up here to file and we go open, we already have 3 files now, right? So I'm not hurting anything by changing this camera, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push in because I want to be here. This is where I want to be, right? So I want him to pick up the vial because I want him to look at it. We just really want to focus on his hand. So I'm going to put the camera. So the next shot after that is going to be the camera up here somewhere, right? Looking down at the vial from his hand. Okay. But I want to show him picking up the vial. I don't know if it should be from this direction or from this side. So since we've been to the front, we're not breaking the 180 rule because I don't want to go straight to his hand. So I need to turn it a little. So my idea is I could either do it this way or this way. So what I thought about is I'll just do it probably this way so we can stay inside. But there's some cool stuff going on this way too. But I still want to capture the light, and that's really my mindset on it. So let's go ahead and move the camera there. Boom, there we go. Oh, hold on, wait. Let me do this real fast. So cameras, frame, lock it. Okay, so Let me make sure it's selected. That is the camera I moved, right? Yeah, that's the camera. Okay, I was just want to make sure. All right, so since the focal is on, I have the depth of field on him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it this actual vial. And then I'm going to make it like 6. Let's see if the depth of the f-stop is 6. Nope, f-stop 12. Yeah, okay. So the f-stop's 12 for this vial. I still think that's bad. Let's make it 22. Yeah, okay. And then, yeah, so we just have him reach out. So I like this angle, but I'm going to use the thirds. So I'm going to use, like, you see these lines. I'm not going to center it because I need the hand to appear to be part of the situation. So I'm going to sort of use this right here to create um my shot. Okay. So what I want to do is push in, right? So yeah. Man, my eyelash is driving me crazy right now. Okay, so I'm gonna push in. Matter of fact, let's do this. I'll do that now. So it's at 120 frames. I'm probably gonna make it 160 because I want this is gonna be a longer shot. Well, not really. It may not be a longer shot. See, this is what I'm saying about excuse me, about doing short film stuff because the reason why I like doing it this way is it feels like you're looking at me do it live stream. I don't. It needs to be messy. You need to see the issues, troubleshooting, figuring it out as you go. Because I could have an outline and I do, but even if I'm looking at the outline, which I am, it doesn't change the fact that something may change because your script is your outline. I take a note from Zack Snyder. He said, you know, your script isn't law, it's your outline. So something could change in the middle of working on the project. 1 second. Okay, so I had to try to get that eyelash. All right, now, so I'm gonna hit I, and just for the sake of it, I'm gonna go all the way to 160, and I'm gonna push in. Oh, that is crazy work right there. All right, so let's hold Shift. Ooh, wee. Okay, hold on. Let me do this real fast because I noticed that the camera is just wild right now. Okay, so I can push in. There we go. That's still bad, but it's fine. I think that's too fast. I'm about to find out though. Yeah, I think the f-stop's too big. Let's do 30. Okay. Matter of fact, let me do this because I feel like that's too big, and I'm gonna hit F12 just to check. I want to see. Yeah, take a second since I have to load all this stuff now. Hmm. Okay, not too much against it. Again, see how we're using the light. Excuse me. And this could change. This could change. Like I said before, this could change. I just really want to see what it looks like on this last frame. See what the last frame looks like. I'm sorry, my shirt bumped to the microphone. That's not bad. Okay, so all right, it's not too bad. For right now, I'm going to just keep it. And what I want to do, we're only moving his hand, but I'm going to add a frame, right? This to each thing except for the face. So I'm going to just add one keyframe to the whole thing. And why I'm doing this is so that that position is there and locked in. So if anything changes, we have the bones default back to that first frame. So I only want to move this. And since we can't see the upper body, it makes no sense to fret over the entire top moving. But that doesn't mean that I won't do that, okay? Because I may do that. All right, man. This thing, I'm so sorry, yo, because it's making it hard to see. Okay, so, uh, man, it started just as I started recording too. All right, so since what? Okay, so I'm thinking I'm gonna have to create. It's gonna have to be a constraint here. Okay, so I'll start at uh, frame 12 and then just push it out. So I'm gonna just push it over here to go grab it. Yeah, so now you see how this bone is stretched. how like it stretched past its limit. That's because the part because of where yeah. So I'm gonna have to yeah. I'm gonna now right here. I noticed that like okay, so it would be a good idea to move the shoulder so that the hand follows that. All right. So let me click this. Push this out. All right. If you have a bigger screen than I do, this should work out fine for you. Okay. So, yeah. Don't be afraid to use this controller because it's pretty much your Euler controller. Okay. All right. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I'm using G also to, all right. We're not going to worry about his fingers clipping because the objective is to get it close to where I want it to be. It's like it's like all those other fingers. I just want him to pick it up with like oh, I forgot this was still selected. I am tripping. Okay. I want him to pick it up with these two fingers, with this finger and the thumb, right? So, yeah. So the rest of this is going to be balled up. So let's go select those things. And we're going to go to hand poses, fist. All right. Okay. And then still, there's still adjustments that can be made. All right. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Yeah, it's so awkward because you would think this wouldn't act like that, but it is. Oh no 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 no. Right there. Okay. Select both things. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now this, everything but that, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah yeah yeah. Yeah. I just thought about that too. Here we go. All right. Come up here. Right click. Blend. All right. Same thing for this bone. Where is it? This one. Just gonna blend it slowly. Okay. It seems like it. Oh, I forgot. His fingers are so thin, it just feels like it's off. Okay. Alrighty then. I mean, since it's so small, these can be pressed harder and further. Can do something to that degree, right? Don't forget to save. Okay. So clip this, and then yeah. So I just realized it. Okay. Yeah, I like that. All right. This right here. Is this one? Yeah. I'm gonna push it out a little bit. Now, this is the part that I think is a trip because of how I'm doing this. Why does that feel so stretched right there? Is it this? Why does it feel stretched? Okay, yeah, I'll just do that. This one. It still just feels, why does it feel so stretched out? It's so weird that that feels stretched out like that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna push this one back out again. And then throw this one out. Now this is the interesting part because I'm doing this way. Ooh. Sometimes you can't see what you're doing, right? Matter of fact, no. I'm gonna stick with what I had the first time. I'm gonna push this in and then nope, here we go. So I'm gonna do the same thing over here because I'm looking at it on this side and just to see how that looks as I turn it. Click, click. Yeah, so I'll take this and push it back. Yeah, there we go. I like that a little bit. My okay. So I noticed what my issue is. So this, let's push this out some more. Like that. Finger out. Mm, default. Oh, did I hide it? Oh, never mind. I don't know why I thought I hit it. It just looked like it was hidden. Okay, so as it comes up, yeah, you see that? That's nice. Okay, so let me. I really don't like when it spins like that. Because there's 12 frames, right? Let's go to, because this is a second. I'll go 24. And I'm going to push it to grab it. And I know that uh, this is being awkward. Let's turn it a little bit. Mm, 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 okay. There we go. Oh, come on. Okay. Uh, I know. I'm just changing this to because I'm listening to it in the background. It was interesting, huh? All right, so let's see. Let's push this to go there. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. This right here, what I really need to be pushing right here. It's so odd how that looks like it's twisted. It probably is. Okay, I'll push this back out a little bit. I'm starting to feel like that's not pushed in enough. It's really not. All right, because I don't really like that right there. I want this to be turned more. So don't forget to save. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What you doing? Okay, it's not too bad. Uh, hmm. Do feel like it needs to be a little further forward, just so that the thumb can grab a hold of it. All right, let's see here. There we go. Again, this one over this. Oh, I'll use this one too. Okay. Now, since we're picking this up, matter of fact, it could be between those two pieces. No, I want it to be like in. I want him to pick it up because he's gonna hold it sort of in his palm. Because again, we're not gonna see it in his palm just yet. You're gonna see him pick it up, and then it's gonna go back up towards him. Okay. So as he's going to go grab it, right? All right, see that right there? See how it clipped? So this is the part that I wanted to mention. So let me show you some graph editor magic. Okay, so I'm gonna grab all of this, hit the period key on the numpad, and then because is this not set to good? Yeah. Okay, so what I want to do is because I know it's on the probably on the Z rotation. And on the Z rotation, I want to select that particular one. So I'm going to turn off I'm going to hit the eye on that. And so the only one selected is this. So you see how I turn off all of the curves and then I went just to that Z rotation and turn on by itself. Okay. All right. So now here I'm going to hit V and go free. Right. So I want to grab just this one and I'm going to push it up. Let me explain. So we're trying to see if we can keep that. Hold on. Yeah, that's what I want. Is it this one? No, I'm tripping. That's not what I want. It's not what I want. I'm gonna select it again. I don't think that's not the one I want. The one I want is the X. I'm sorry. So I'm a Victor, not Victor. I'm gonna clamp it again. Turn that one off. I want the X. This is the one I want. So I'm gonna free. No, I'm not gonna free it. I'm gonna create a frame just for it. Okay. So I'm gonna copy and paste that frame. And you see how it did just then? This because that's the last frame, right? And I'm gonna push it up. Right. I'm just gonna push that up. Right. So now this is the funny part. This is the part that I think is hilarious, right? You might say, "What?" Let me explain why I'm saying that. Because I need this to push in. So I'm going to free this, not this one. I'm tripping. This one. I'm going to push this one in and then free it a little bit. I'm going to rotate this ever so slightly because I want it to just sort of, you see, that changed the whole dynamic, huh? And then I'll just go back and turn all the eyes back on. All right. So turn it off. I don't want to pin anything. Okay. So now everything is selected. Let me push this one like this a little bit. All right. Save. Don't forget to save. And now, when we look at it in the playback, so the speed of this, I feel like is too fast. And so I'm going to expand. I'm going to hit X and expand it a little. But hold on, wait a minute. Do I want to do that? Or should I just go 3 frames? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to undo that because I need to select the entire hand. And so I'm going to come over here and tell it to select pose bones. Oh no. Push this back. Where is the So I know I need to deselect those. Okay. So all those are selected. Select everything from here. And I'm just going to go GX3. There we go. That's not too bad. That spin though, I don't like it. All right. So let me grab that hand. I just don't like the spin. So I'm going to do the same. So I know that spin is on the Y, and then do the same trick. I'm going to go to the Y, and here I'm going to see what it looks like. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to just push that down a little bit. Much better. All right. Yeah, okay. There we go. So I'm turn everything back on, right? And now, since that's there, I want to pull back, right? So we're going to look at it. And so right here, I'm just probably going to give it like a 6 frame lock. And again, I'm going to just go in and say, select pose bones. Deselect these as I don't want those selected yet or at all because I just want this so I can hit I and have all of that selected. This way now I don't have to worry about going back to it. That's the beauty of having the post library, right? Okay, so let me look at it again. And this is the funny part because I needed to lock right here. So now let's go to the vial and over here under constraints, we're gonna go child of. I'm gonna click that, click him, and then so we're gonna be on our rig. And then I want to type in hand. So now this is an IK hand. So we want IK right. Okay, so we got IK hand right, and it's going to be weird. Just hit set off inverse. Now, since it grabs it here, we need to keyframe this. Okay, so you could do this, and that's fine. I like to keyframe the actual eye, so I'm going to keyframe that and go back, and then I'm going to turn it off right here, and it should keyframe. Okay, so now when the hand comes, it now locks right there, right? It's locked. And this is the trip. I'm going to go to 36. I just want to go to a few frames forward, and I'm going to hit I again over the I. The reason why I do this so I can have something that I can see in the interlay. So I'll push it down. Okay, so that's pushed down, right? So now when we go back to the hand, and I'm ready to move the hand back, well, right here where I have it is frame 33, I'm going to turn on and I'm going to slowly slide it back and push it up. Okay, so when I do this, that means I'm getting ready to now move it backward, right? And let's see. So I want to, hold on, let's rotate. No, that's too much. That's too fast. Yeah. So I know I want to continue that action. So I'm going to go to frame 48, which is now 2 seconds. Because remember, we're at 24 frames a second. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and push it back and start to rotate the hand because I want him to look at it, right? So we're going to go, I like that. Right here, I'm going to go back and I want the Y, same trick. And here, I think it's this one. Yeah, I'm just going to copy and paste that. Now, when I copy and paste it, I'm just want to push that rotation a little faster. There we go. So here, I'm going to do the same thing. Difference here is now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually rotate this. I'll push it up ever so slightly. There we go. And again, it's just little things. You see how that curve rolls? Again, I didn't do a whole lot, just enough. All right. So we have this in his face. So now we get to see it. But this is the trip. Now, I see I did do it at 160 frames, but we're going to do this at 96, okay? Because what I want to do is make the camera follow his hand. So now we're going to follow the hand, okay? So I'm going to turn all that back on. Okay. So, all right, so we're at 48. I'm going to go to 72, which is 48, 72. That's 1 second, right? And then I'm just going to push it. I'm going to push it. So let's just move to the move tool, right? Because the objective is to get this to be, because remember, we're going to see this from his point of view, right? But don't forget, we had the shoulder selected. So I'm going to go to frame 48. I'm going to copy and paste this one. Then I'm going to go to frame 72 because remember, we're pushing back. And I want to select that first frame. Now, I don't want it so far back, so I can still, there we go. All right, that's not too bad. Okay, so remember I said what? We want to follow it. So we have the camera animation already done, right? Oh, that's the first cam, right? What? Oh, yes. Wait. All right, so this last frame, I'm gonna push it to 96, right? Okay. So, but where it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so since it is animated, right? But I'm gonna track it. So now, because I just want to track the vial, and this is the kicker. So it's on. Oh Lord, hold on, vertex group. There's a vertex group. There's no vertex group. Why are you down like that? Let's go local, world space. Then go back to world space. Such a trip because it shouldn't be down there like that. I'm gonna go. No, I don't want that. Let's just change the influence because it is influence. All right, so all right, so this is the beautiful part. Watch this. So I'm gonna turn auto keying off, and I'm just gonna change this rotation. So remember, we can't see. If you notice, we can't see his hand right now, and I want to be able to see his hand. All right, so I'm just gonna change that. Yeah, see that? Beautiful, huh? So now, because he's doing what he's doing, I want to grab his eye, which is it should be there, but it's not. So we moved it, right? Remember? Okay, so I'm gonna turn off the um, auto. Turn off the offset. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this back. It's cool if it keyframes because I'm keyframing. I'm gonna keyframe it. Let's zoom in on it. All right. Yeah. Uh, uh, yeah. Okay. So, and I don't know how far. All right. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna keyframe it just yet. In about 46, I'm gonna move that keyframe to there. Now I have my keyframe to snap, but you can go to key, snap to current frame. I have it as the comma key. Okay, that's my quick. And then boom. So as we go up from the side, I'm just gonna get his eyes close as possible to that position. All right. So for the sake of it, I know everything's gonna go away when I do this, but this is what I want to do. I want to see it, so I'm gonna go in here because I need to see and make sure his eyes are looking at that location. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes you have to push it further. There we go. Okay. And so I'm gonna vector that. All right. And so now, since that's done, I'm gonna push that down. I'm gonna go back to his head. I'm gonna go back to his body. And I already know, since we have where it's at, somewhere probably about 48 frames. Yeah, 48 frames. Because I believe everything should have been selected. So I'm gonna select everything and hit I. Because I need the head and everything to be selected. So I'm gonna select the head chest. And as I select it, I'm gonna, all right, just, yeah, I like that. Okay. Remember also that we turn off the mouth, right? So I'm turning on the mouth and the face bones. Gonna select all of that. That has not been selected, remember? Okay. So I'm gonna go backwards. I'm gonna press it here and right here. I'm gonna go back to face. And truth be told, I'm gonna make him sort of no, I want the word. Look, let's go word. Okay. Right about here, I'm gonna select it again. So when we get here, I don't want to change his face necessarily. I do want him to have the worried look, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to open his mouth, right? And let me do this to select the mouth. I'm going to go to the lip sync, which is going to be fun. It's hilarious because I just really want, uh, let me see. I think it's this one. Yeah. All right. And then I'll change this to down. And this bone right here on these models, I think is cool. Which is this one or this one? No, it's this one. All right, it is. This one here is cool because you can. Hey, where? Hold on. Where is it? Is this it? Yeah, this one. Okay, so kind of want. I'll push it out a little bit. All right. So look at the playback. He grabs a vial. I may go to 120 on this. I may go to 120 on this. Push back. Click this. Open it up. Yeah. There we go. Let's see. But I will come back over here. Yeah, I like that. So I want to morph his mouth again, but I'm gonna use the facial expressions to do it. Oh, everything's not selected. Uh, and I really want to press this part a little bit more. This one. And then I'll select this one again. All right. So I'm gonna select everything right there. And I don't want but so many frames before I start to make his face get all nasty. And get it to right about there and push it. Okay, here we go. All right. So his face gets a little distorted, and that's fine. I don't want to miss out on. So right here, I'll just, there we go. And I'm thinking I'll just sort of push it, not directly on top of the other one. I'll push this down because I haven't. All right, just look at it from this side because, and from the light, not too bad. Okay, so I'm gonna turn that off. Let me come back over here because that's still on. All right, and I'm gonna come back over here. I'm gonna do. Did I still have this? Hold on, is this still open? I'm just trying to make sure nothing's open. All right, go back to the camera. Come over here. I'm gonna turn the apartment back on so we see the valve and everything. And now here goes the test right here. So we're gonna actually turn this on, and hopefully it doesn't crash anything. All right. If it crashes, it crashes. Okay, so here we go. Press play. Even if it lags out a little bit, we're gonna let it roll. Yeah, it's not even trying to play just yet. It's still waiting to start playing. Okay, so yeah, since it's playing so roughly, what I want to do is now I'm going to change his head animation. So I'm going to still give him more of movability here, but I do want to see it. So I'm turning the background back off again. And there's a reason for that because I want to be able to see the expression. No, I feel like his head should go back a little bit. That should be the. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm turning this off. I'm gonna actually look at this through the render mode. Yep. 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 Not too bad. Okay. So I'm gonna turn everything back on. Let's look at it through here. Let me see it. If let me see if I can if it'll play decently right here. Yeah. There we go. Not too bad. Picks up the vial. Yeah. I'm with that. I like that. So don't forget to save. We're at the beginning of it. All right. So let me go ahead and hit F10. So I'm gonna hit F10 and get my play blast. The finger still clipped over the top a little. But the graph editor isn't difficult. The NLA isn't difficult. It's just a matter of getting into a workflow with it. Don't overthink the process, transitioning between animations or whatnot. All those things are more simple than you would expect, and that should be it right there. Okay, so um, I hope that that helps somebody, and I'm gonna check you guys out later. This is what, the third video? Yeah, this is the third video. So go check out the first two if you haven't, and then come back here and then look at this one. But again, this is, like I said, my workflow and how I go about doing it. If you want to check out things that I've done, it's over on the main channel, which is Quasi Media Network, and check it out. There's plenty of things there. I've been doing this for a long time. When I say long time, at least 6 to 7 years. So, and every day you have to improve. You get better over time. So I hope to help with somebody, and nothing but loves.